Hello, I'm Bey-Perrin, founder and MD of Bey-Perrin Properties. I'd like to talk to you about the ways that we go about sourcing our potential projects. Firstly, we have established good relations with agents in our area who will often present us with unusual projects for us to consider. We also keep a good close eye on auction sites such as Savills, Allsops, or locally for us, Auction House. We also may travel the area, and if we see something we like, we'll often write to the owner as a direct-to-vendor letter, potentially through word of mouth where businesses have potentially been sold or have gone bust or the properties are empty. Landlords will approach us and see if there's an opportunity for development. And then finally, we'll be in touch with the councils and look at their lists of established brownfield sites of areas that they would like to redevelop. One of our underlying principles is that we'll endeavour to try and add value to a particular project, that sometimes the solution is outside the obvious. We recently were involved in a doctor's surgery that was going to be awkward to sell on as a commercial entity, but we were able to put forward planning permission in order to convert the property into 6 flats, which was hugely successful, which we managed to then sell on. Whilst there's a social demand for more residential property, there is a place for new build land, but it does come at an environmental cost. There's plenty of industrial, warehouse and brownfield sites, but they are just uneconomic for the large house builders to develop. We at Bey-Perrin will look to create some wonderful homes by repurposing and upscaling some of these older properties ready to be sold on. The figures speak for themselves. In terms of carbon emissions, refurbishment of an average property is approximately 8 tonnes, whereas for a new build can be up to 80 tonnes of CO2 emissions. Our refurbishment properties tend to be within central residential areas or near amenity space, and the new build market tends to be out of the centre, so requiring cars and transport for onward living in the area. With refurbished properties, there's less risk involved because you're not building out of the ground, and quite often the biggest risk for a new build developer is not knowing what's in the ground and that's not exposed until they've started digging. One of the factors affecting construction is the impact of delay, particularly to the cost of finance and invested funds. Tend to find that refurbishment projects are an awful lot quicker, which allows those reinvested funds to be recycled into the next project. We search out often overlooked properties that may be old, tired or ugly, and those are the opportunities that we really like to go for, because it's possible to be really quite creative with tyre fitting garages, light industrial, micro factories, and our experienced architectural team can really make something of those features and make it really stand out, and it will turn itself into a lovely place to be. If you'd like to know more, please just drop me a message and we'll have a chat.